Welcome to AI World TV, your go-to destination for everything artificial intelligence. Discover the captivating landscape of AI, where advanced technology finds real-life application. Subscribe to AI World TV for webzine articles, reports, podcasts, videos, live events, and latest trends. Hear from top industry leaders and discover how AI is transforming industries and our daily lives.
Welcome to the deep dive.
Yeah.
This is where we grab that stack of sources you send us.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's just one key piece like today, and we really pull out the essentials for you.
Yeah, we sift through it, find the core ideas, the surprising bits, so you get what really matters without drowning in detail.
Exactly. Think of us filtering it for you. And today, we're looking at a really fascinating strategic move happening in the AI world.
Mm-hmm.
It involves Meta, yes, that Meta, and a company called Scale AI. We're basing this whole deep dive on one pretty insightful article from AI World Journal. It really lays out the deal and, maybe more importantly, why it's such a big deal.
Right. So our mission today is to unpack this specific transaction, understand this way of doing a deal, and figure out what it might signal for the future of AI development, and maybe even how big tech shops for innovation now.
Okay, let's unpack this. The headline number, you just can't ignore it.
Yeah.
Meta's putting in a massive amount into Scale AI. We're talking $14.8 billion.
That figure alone, it definitely gets your attention, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But here's the twist, and the article really hammers this home. That $14.8 billion, it's not for the whole company.
No.
It's for a 49% stake. And the key thing is, it is explicitly not a full acquisition.
And that distinction, the source argues, that's the whole point here. This wasn't set up for, traditional ownership and control.
Mm-hmm.
It seems Meta was specifically buying, let's say, direction, buying influence, and really critically buying the founder, Alexandr Wang.
Without buying the whole company.
Exactly. Without taking on the entire corporate structure, the integration mess, and all the regulatory headaches that come with a full takeover, the article floats this idea that it could be a, quote, smarter, cleaner way for tech giants to grab key assets in this super fast AI space.
So definitely not a simple Meta buys Scale AI headline. It's got layers.
Yeah.
How does the source say they actually structured it? What are the mechanics?
Okay, so the article breaks it down like this. Meta gets that 49% piece of Scale AI.
Right.
Scale AI itself gets a new CEO to keep running the day-to-day, and then the founder, Alexandr Wang, he moves over to Meta.
Okay. And the original Scale AI company. It keeps operating independently, same brand, same customers, business as usual.
Huh. It's almost like a targeted extraction. You take the specific bits you value most. The article actually uses the term $15 billion acqui-hire at one point, rounding up.
Yeah, it does.
But then it says that label doesn't quite capture it. What's the thinking there?
Right. The authors make the point that calling it just an acqui-hire kind of undersells the strategic play. Meta didn't just hire a super talented founder, even one like Wang.
Mm-hmm.
By taking that big stake and putting him in a crucial new role inside Meta, the force argues Meta basically bought a seat at the table of the AI future. You could, set a whole new pattern for how these big tech companies secure the really cutting-edge stuff, the top talent, without the huge disruption of a full merger.
Okay, so to really get why Meta would opt for this more complex arrangement, we need to understand what Scale AI actually does. Why is it so valuable in this, AI arms race? Absolutely critical point. So Scale AI, founded back in 2016 by Alexandr Wang, it started by tackling what the article calls a foundational problem for AI.
Which is?
Training data. I mean, think about any advanced AI, LLMs, self-driving cars, robots, even defense systems. They all need just unbelievable amounts of accurate, high-quality, structured data to learn from.
So their main business initially was just providing that data, feeding the beast, so to speak.
Kind of, yeah, but doing it on an industrial scale and with incredible precision. The article lists the sorts of things they do: labeling millions of images so computers can see, annotating text so language models understand nuance, segmenting 3D beta for autonomous vehicles, even creating synthetic digital worlds to train AI safely.
Wow.
And the source really emphasizes that Scale built the world's most powerful infrastructure for this data work, doing it fast, securely, accurately, and at the sheer scale needed by the biggest AI labs.
And their client list, the article mentions who uses them, and it tells a story.
It really does. They were vital for training early models at places like OpenAI. They work with Anthropic, Cohere, the U.S. Department of Defense.
Right.
And importantly, the article specifically notes that Meta itself was seen as lagging behind in this crucial data infrastructure race. Before this deal, anyway.
So Scale AI was providing something Meta desperately needed.
Uh-huh.
But the source also says Scale grew beyond just labeling data.
They did, yeah. The
Yeah.
article points out that Scale evolved. They went from just being a service provider to providing core infrastructure,
Yeah.
meaning they developed really sophisticated tools. Things like frameworks for evaluating large language models, which you absolutely need to test AI for safety, performance, bias, all that. They also got deep into generating synthetic data, doing reinforcement learning with human feedback, that's RLHF, basically tuning models using human input and building these complex simulation environments to test AI agents before you let them loose.
So they became part of the whole AI building process, not just the data input part.
Exactly. Deeply integrated into how you actually create advanced AI.
Okay, let's connect those dots then. Meta's going all in on AI. They have their llama models. They talk about building superintelligence. How did Scale AI fit into that urgent need?
Well, the article explains that getting from building good models like Llama to building what Meta calls superintelligence, that's a huge leap.
Right.
We're talking about agentic AI, systems that can actually reason, plan, navigate the real world, act for users. To get there, you need way more than just powerful algorithm. You need the whole factory, the whole pipeline, to build and refine those kinds of advanced systems.
And that pipeline sounds exactly like what Scale AI built.
Precisely. The source lays out what Meta was missing or needed more of. Top-tier, curated data at scale's bread and butter. Robust infrastructure to iterate and test these future AI systems super fast. Domain expertise, especially in tricky areas like AI safety, defense, autonomous systems. And the article really underlines this. They needed elite founder operators, people who've proven they can build this bleeding-edge tech and the teams to support it at incredible speed.
And Alexandr Wang, the founder, fits that bill perfectly.
That's exactly the argument in the article. That kind of builder, that kind of vision, that's what Wang brings. And that's what Meta has now embedded right into its core via this deal.
The structure itself, though the minority stake plus grabbing the leader, the source presents that as maybe the most innovative part, pointing out Meta probably wanted to skip the usual M&A drama.
Yeah, the cultural clashes, the integration nightmares.
And especially right now, the regulatory spotlight that a full $15 billion plus acquisition of a key AI player would attract.
Absolutely. The article calls it a new kind of M&A strategy, almost a surgical maneuver is the phrase used, one they think others will study.
How so?
Well, instead of buying the whole thing for total control, you buy a massive minority stake. Enough for real influence, strategic alignment, but maybe not enough to trigger every single regulatory alarm bell. And you let the startup keep running its main business, avoiding that culture shock, that integration drag that so often kills the innovation you wanted in the first place.
But you still get the secret sauce, the talent.
That's the key part, according to the source. You extract.
You are listening to the AI World Podcast, your trusted source for the latest innovations, insights, and trends in artificial intelligence, blockchain, fintech, and decentralized technologies. Each episode features expert interviews, engaging discussions, and in-depth analysis of how AI transforms industries worldwide. Stay ahead of the curve with the latest articles and exclusive reports from the AI World Journal, covering everything from emerging technologies to industry breakthroughs. For more news, global events, and access to AI World Society circle gatherings, visit us at aiworld.tv. Don't forget to subscribe to stay informed, stay connected, and be part of the AI revolution with AI World Lounge. Thank you for listening.
Key leadership. Transplant that entrepreneurial DNA right into your own organization where it's needed most to build the next big thing. And you kind of on the upside, right? You benefit if Scale AI keeps doing well, and you benefit directly from Wang building stuff inside Meta.
The article lists the benefits for Meta pretty clearly. It's faster than a full merger. It potentially insulates them from some regulatory hurdles. They keep the founder happy and motivated by giving him this huge new role while his original company is still intact.
Right, and they control the narrative better. It looks more like a strategic partnership. Plus, operational flexibility.
So the source basically sums it up as M&A rewritten for the AI era.
Pretty much. It feels tailored for this specific moment, where maybe the most valuable assets are this specialized infrastructure, deep expertise, and crucially, the key people driving it, and where the old ways of buying companies are just too slow or too messy.
Let's go back to Alexandr Wang himself. The article mentions his age, just 28, Went from MIT dropout to building this company that's become, well, fundamental to the AI industry. What's his new job title at Meta?
It's a big one. According to the article, he's now leading Meta's newly created Superintelligence Organization.
Okay, Superintelligence Organization. That sounds pretty ambitious. What's that group actually supposed to do?
The article's quite clear on the mission. This new unit is focused on building AI systems beyond Llama.
Meaning?
Explicitly mentioned goals include developing AI capable of advanced reasoning, planning, navigating real-world situations, acting autonomously on behalf of users, basically pushing towards artificial general intelligence, AGI.
So Meta isn't shy about it. They've set up a dedicated division, put Wang in charge, and the target is AGI-level AI.
That's exactly how the article portrays it, and the strong implication is that this new division will heavily lean on everything Meta just gained access to through the Scale AI deal.
The data expertise, the evaluation tools, the simulation platforms.
Right. The learnings, maybe some key personnel transfers down the line, and definitely Scale's advanced platform tools. The article argues this gives Meta a potentially serious leg up in that high-stakes race against rivals like OpenAI, Google DeepMind, and Elon Musk's xAI.
So, zooming out again, the article suggests this Meta-scale AI deal, this structure, it might not just be a one-off, it could be the start of something bigger.
That's the final takeaway the authors really emphasize. As these AI startups get incredibly powerful, maybe strategically vital, and also maybe too complex or politically sensitive for a simple buyout.
We might see more of this.
So you might see the tech giants using this playbook more often. Partial acquisition as strategy.
You get the innovation engine, the key people, the tech, the future potential.
Yeah.
Without swallowing the whole company and all the baggage that comes with it.
Exactly. The article puts it quite powerfully. Meta didn't just buy a stake in a company. They bought trajectory. They bought a piece of the future. They bought a new brain, a strategic lever. The goal isn't just owning the entity. It's about ownership of the outcome in the race for superintelligence.
And the article leaves us with this thought. If this is the new M&A playbook for AI, then we're basically watching the architects of superintelligence get integrated directly into the core of the world's biggest tech companies.
It definitely raises some big questions about how AI development evolves from here, how talent and resources get consolidated.
It really does. So for you, the listener, what does this unique deal and the trend it might represent actually mean? Here's something to think about. If this is the new strategic playbook, big minority stakes, grabbing key founders, how does that shift the power balance between the tech giants and the innovative AI startups in the coming years?
Yeah, and what does this kind of integration mean for the actual pace and direction of AGI development itself?
It's a major signal, no doubt, about how the game is changing in the quest for advanced AI.
A lot to chew on there.
Definitely. Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into the Meta and Scale AI strategic move. I hope digging into that source gave you some valuable perspective on this pivotal moment.
The future of artificial intelligence is unfolding, and it's happening at AI World Week, the flagship global event for innovation, collaboration, and transformation. This flagship global AI event is designed to connect visionary leaders, trailblazing entrepreneurs, and influential thinkers to explore the endless possibilities of AI. Experience groundbreaking technology that redefines industries and inspires progress. Join thought-provoking discussions on ethical AI, digital equity, and the transformative role of technology in our world. Build meaningful connections that catalyze innovation and drive impact. AI World Week is powered by AI World Society, a global movement dedicated to advancing AI responsibly and ensuring it serves humanity. Together, we're shaping a smarter, more inclusive, and equitable future. Continue your journey beyond the event with the AI World Journal, offering expert insights, in-depth analysis, and the latest trends shaping the AI landscape. This is your opportunity to lead, to innovate, and to transform the world with AI. AI World Week. We invite you to join us and embrace the AI revolution.